Hello and welcome to Get Great at Maths. Today's video is a GCSE Mathematics OCR J560 exam paper question from the June 2022 series on the higher tier paper 4. This is a calculator paper and we're going to be looking at question 4 today. Now question 4 is a question to do with angles in polygons. Now, it's quite a wordy question, so make sure you read the question carefully and look at key information given in the question. So, for example, the key word here, regular, at the beginning of the question is highlighted in bold. So you need to spot that you have got a regular polygon. So here there are 3 regular polygons in the diagram, and you're told that 2 of the polygons are pentagons. Now, if you look at the diagram, the angle in between where I'm just highlighting at the minute and this next angle where I'm highlighting are exactly the same. So they are my 2 polygons, which are the same, which are the 2 pentagons. Now you should be aware that the word pentagon is a 5-sided shape. Okay, so here's my pentagon looking like this, and we've got 2 of those pentagons joined at a point. And we've got to work out the number of sides in the 3rd polygon. So we're trying to find the number of sides in this 3rd polygon. And this question is worth 6 marks. In the bottom right hand corner it tells us how many marks the question is worth. The question also says you must show your working out. And if you do not show your working, you will not be able to be awarded the full marks for this question. Now, to be able to answer this question, we need to know some key formula. So I recommend if you're doing key notes on a separate piece of paper, write the key notes at the top, and then you can write down your key formulas so you've got them all in one place. So as you go through these videos and watch more of them, you can add key formulas as we go along until you get a whole revision list of key formulas from all the videos. So the first key formula we're looking at today's video is the sum of angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. So the diagram you can see at the top, which was given in the question, all those 3 angles there must add up to 360 degrees. The sum of the interior angles is n minus 2 times by 180, where n is the number of sides of the shape. So in this shape here, I've got an interior angle. You can see I'm highlighting. I'm going to just change colour to a darker colour. So you can see here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interior angles on this pentagon. So my formula will be the number of sides, which is 5, take away 2 times by 180. The next key formula we're going to need is the interior angle plus the exterior angle add up to 180. Now we've looked at the 5 interior angles and their sum in the last formula, but now I'm just focusing on one of the interior angles. So that is just one of these angles. Now the exterior angle is very tricky because a lot of people think the exterior angle is the angle all the way around the outside, the remaining angle to what you've got, but it's not. We have to draw an extension line on from that polygon, which you can just see has just been drawn there. And the exterior angle is the angle which adds together to make 180 degrees. So you can see in the diagram my interior angle and my exterior angle together add to make 180 degrees. The next key formula is the exterior angle could be found by doing 360 divided by n, where n is the number of sides of the polygon. And we're going to need to use all 4 of these formulas to help us answer this question. I'm going to show you 2 methods, and it's personal preference as to which method you choose to use. So method 1, we're going to use the formula for the exterior angle of a pentagon, which is 360 divided by the number of sides of a pentagon, which will be 5 in this case. And if I do that, that gives me an exterior angle of a pentagon of 72. So where the green arrow is pointing, that angle there will be 72. That will give you 1 mark in the exam. Now my interior angle is going to be 180 minus the exterior angle. So this 3rd angle down here, or this 3rd formula, just going to highlight it for you with a little green arrow, just putting down here. So my interior angle plus the exterior angle is 180 formula. The 3rd one down on the left hand side can be rearranged to give me an interior angle is 180 minus the exterior angle. Now I know the exterior angle is 72 degrees, so if I do 180 take away 72 degrees, that gives me an interior angle of 108. Now that interior angle okay, is the purple arrow. And on my diagram, that is the angle here where I just highlighted earlier, where the pentagon is going to be, and the angle next to it. So I've got two angles which are 108, the interior angles of those pentagons. Now the angle we need to find is the angle at the top, which is the angle on the third polygon. And if we could work out the interior angle of that third polygon, then I could work out the exterior angle, and then if I've got the exterior angle, I can then work out the number of sides of the shape. So we know the angle of the sum of the angles at a point add up to 360. So the angle x plus the 208s, so 108 plus 108 are going to add together to give me 360. So x plus 108 plus 108 equals 360. I can add those 108s together to give me 216. And the opposite to plus 216 is going to be subtract 216. So if I do x take away, or 360 take away 216 gives me 144 degrees, which is the interior angle of the unknown polygon, and that is your third mark there. Now, once I've got the interior angle of the unknown polygon, I've now got to work out the exterior of the angle of the unknown polygon. So that's going to be 180 take away the interior angle. Again, that third formula on the left-hand side rearranged to find the exterior angle. So my exterior angle of the unknown polygon is going to be 180 take away 144, which is 36 degrees, which is worth 1 mark. So that's my fourth mark on this question. Now the fourth formula on the left-hand side tells me the exterior angle is 360 divided by n. But I can rearrange this to find the number of sides is 360 divided by the exterior angle, just by cross-multiplying the exterior angle and the number of sides. Just swap them over. Now I know the exterior angle is 36, so the number of sides of an unknown polygon is going to be 360 divided by 36 for 1 mark. You work that out, gives you an angle of 10, which is the final 6th mark. So that is how I get the 6 marks for this question. That is method 1. Now method 2 is very similar, but it's just a different method in order to get the interior angle for the pentagon in the first place. From this point here, where I'm just putting a line across, it's going to be exactly the same method down. It's just a different way to get that interior angle in the first place. So method 2, we're using the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon is 5 take away 2 times 180. So that is the difference on this question here, to find the sum of the interior angles. And that is going to be 540. So if you type in 5 take away 2 times 180 on your calculator up here at the top, that gives me 540, which is the sum of the interior angles of the pentagon. So all of the 5 angles added together of this pentagon, so I can mark them off again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5 angles in this pentagon all added together add up to give me 540. So to work out the one interior angle where the purple arrow is pointed to, if I do 540 divided by 5, that gives me 108, which is the second mark. So there are 2 different ways to get the first mark and the second mark compared to the method 1. The rest of the method, from where I'm just drawing the green line again, downwards is exactly the same as what we did earlier. So you just work out the interior angle of the unknown polygon, then find the exterior angle of the unknown polygon, which was 36, then put it into the formula for the number of sides, which is 360 divided by the exterior angle, which again will give me the total of the 6 marks and an as side of 10 for my final answer. Now the mark scheme tells us the answer is 10, and there are 6 marks in this question. Now down the bottom in the middle, I've got SC3 for the answer of 10 with no working or insufficient working. So basically, if you wrote down the answer 10, the maximum number of marks you can get are 3 marks. You have to show your working. Now M2 means 2 method marks for getting 180 minus the 360 divided by 5. So there's 1 method mark for doing the 360 divided by 5. Taking that from 180 gives you the first mark, gives you the second mark. There's a method mark for doing 360 divided by 5, or doing the formula for the sum of the interior angles, 5 take away 2 times 180. You also, this word and means you also need to be able to do this. So the method mark here is 360 take away 2 times their 108, sorry. Now I did 360 take away 108 take away 108. That gave us the 144. So this answer here was the 144. It says implied over here on the right hand side by 144. So if you'd written somewhere in your working 144, you've got 3 method marks for getting 144. Now there's 2 method marks for doing your 360. So that's the sum of the interior angle divided by the 180 take away their 144. Now their 144 means your answer for that 144. So your angle that you worked out up here of 144, whatever answer you got there, if you use that in this calculation here, you will get 2 method marks. Same here below, there's a method mark for doing 180. Take away your answer you got earlier for that 144. So that's where the method marks are awarded in this question. On the mark scheme, you've got the letters OE, that means or equivalent. So if you've got different answers which mean exactly the same, then they are absolutely fine. But you can see where we get the 6 marks from on the question. And I showed you on my working as well where those 6 marks came from. Again, if you'd written just the number 108, okay, you would get 2 marks for that. Or if you'd written the number 72 or 540, you would get 1 mark for that. So there's lots of information on this mark scheme. The main bits you need to be aware of is the final answer over here on the left is 10, and that is worth 6 marks. But you must show your working, otherwise you can only get a maximum of 3 marks. Thanks for listening. This was another video done by Get Great at Maths. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please click like and subscribe to have more videos. Thanks for listening.